Yo, Mike Israetel here for the Making Progress channel, and today we do video number 4, the meaning and value of disagreement. Ooh, let's see what the hell it is that we're talking about. So last time, if you caught the last video, sweet. It's video number 3. And if you didn't, no big deal. Try to catch you up really quick. So last video, I proposed a set what I consider to be near universal societal priorities, stuff that almost everyone can agree on, like we should try to work to eliminate or greatly reduce homelessness, crime, environmental stuff, try to make everyone as wealthy as possible, stuff that disagreeing with is kind of nuts. But you may disagree with some of those things. And even if you agree with the priorities, the agreement of how to get there, what kinds of policy steps to take together as a society, we may really, really disagree on. So in this video today, we're going to talk about what disagreement means, why it can actually be a great thing, and how to use it to best support our grand goal of progress. Okay, just to ground our conversation a little bit, this is going to require a little basic philosophy. I am not a technical philosopher. I have zero formal education in philosophy. I'm not a philosophy undergrad, master student, PhD candidate, PhD, or professor. At the very bottom rung. But I think I figured out some things that probably some philosophy people in the comments will tell me are technically wrong, but let's see how much traction I get. And the reason we're talking about philosophy is because in order to understand what disagreement means, we have to zoom out a little bit and kind of figure out what world we're really living in. And what are the rules of that world? So here's the deal. Point number 1 to this. I submit, this is my hypothesis for today, that all of us, myself, you, the aliens over there behind Mars getting ready to shoot their phaser cannons at us, and everything else that we can observe and interact with, we are a product of the universe, and we live within it as a part of it, created by it. If the universe is a tree, or like the leaves or apple seeds or something like that, we do not, seemingly, with all the best evidence and reasoning available, at least to me, we do not create the universe by perceiving it. It's not what's happening. You can disagree with that. To you, I have a thought experiment that I've made up when I think was 15 or 14 years old in an argument. It's held up okay since. Some of you philosophy people may say it doesn't actually work. It's called the semi-truck thought experiment. And it is for people who would like to seriously advance the idea that subjective experience projects the universe and creates it around us, that the mind is the thing that creates the world and not the other way around, that the mind is simply a component of the world. There are many ways to go about this discussion, which maybe I'll do a video on later if you guys want to tell me, hey, do a video about objectivism versus subjectivism, and I'll get into that and make myself look stupid. But a preview of that stupidity is as follows. If someone really believes that their mind projects the world out around them, then maybe they are inclined to do the semi-truck test. This is a joke. Don't take this seriously. Though it is a very interesting thought experiment. Have that person, voluntarily of course, walk into the middle of the street where a semi-truck is approaching them at 90 miles an hour, head on. If they stick around, they really believe their shit. But they never do they? They will at some point run the fuck out of the way because the inescapable reality is that they are simply a system of organ systems made of flesh and bone, including a software generator called the brain. And if a truck hits that at sufficient speed, it destroys the system like I would if I took my laptop and slammed it on the ground at 90 miles an hour. That fact that very few, perhaps no sane people would step in front of a semi-truck believing that they could just wish it away with their mind kind of hints at the fact that people intuitively, at least tacitly, admit that they actually do live in a physical, real world with real consequences. Now, an easy comeback to this is like, well, Dr. Mike, are you a little bit, out of sorts here? And there are a lot of physicists that say that the world is actually a sort of projection. We technically live in a sort of simulated reality. That may very well be the case, but you are in the same simulated reality as a semi-truck. You are not unique in any way other than the fact that you run a very impressive set of software and hardware systems, and thus you interact with the world differently, but semi-truck will still squish your ass and you're still going to die. So anyone who seriously thinks that we are generating our world around us by thinking about it, you know how that would work. There's deeper levels to why that's really not the wisest idea. Doesn't ever really think that because they wake up when their alarm clock rings, believing it to actually be the time that it is and not simply a projection of their mind. They eat food, they drink water, they seek out medicine when they're in physical agony, and they step the fuck out of the way of semi-trucks. So that thought experiment you could do 50 other ways, but I think all the roads lead to the same conclusion, and here's the conclusion. And this is something that evolution lets us know if we study it. Like, there's not a whole lot of mystery about where we are in the universe or how we belong and what we do. Evolution lets us know that exactly what we are, and what we are is survival machines for the genes that build us, running NI, natural intelligence-based perception and interpretation software. When you close your eyes and imagine your headspace and what your mind feels like and what it feels like to be you, that's software. You, the individual that you are, is a product of software. The hardware is the brain, the secreted software, so to speak, is the mind, and the rest of you is a survival machine. That's just what it is. That's reality. Cold and hard as that may seem, that's what you are. Now, when we realize that, we come to an interesting set of sort of downstream thoughts. This is point number 2. Understanding, being that you're in that system, you are inside the universe and a universe is a part of you and you are a part of it. Being that we accept that as tentatively true, understanding what's going on requires 2 computational actions at least. And I'm probably misusing the term computation, but you can level with me and see where I'm going. The first is perception. Okay, inputs need to flow into your nervous system and be processed somehow. And the second is inferential reasoning about said perception. So you can see the semi-truck. If you can't see it, real bad news. If you can't hear it, also real bad news. And that's cool. But deer see semi-trucks all the time. Their vision is quite good, but their inferential reasoning is not as good, and then they get squished anyway. So then your inferential reasoning goes, oh, that's a semi-truck, and I predict that its velocity will fucking kill me, so I'm going to get the fuck out of the way. 2 parts. Both are really cool, and goddamn, human reasoning and perception is fucking impressive. I mean, GPTs, large language models, are starting on many levels to get to that place, but they even have some time to go. And just basically, essentially through natural selection and random drift, evolution built this fucking is. Hell yeah, I love my shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good job, evolution. You built a beautiful thing. But in all reality, the ability to perceive, and I mean, as far as your eye works, when it auto-focuses, auto-rezooms, and corrects for a ton of abnormalities in lighting, I think that's better than any digital camera currently. They're getting pretty good now, but super fucking impressive, especially at its scale. And the inferential processing is still best in class. Machines still can't think in higher order reasoning like humans can, so very, very impressive. But neither perception nor inference is perfect. Thus, we shouldn't think that humans somehow intuit perfect knowledge about the world. We should think that because these are software and hardware percepting and interpreting machines, that they will potentially make some errors. We should expect errors in thinking and understanding the world precisely because we are limited, evolutionarily designed beings. Totally expect. To that end, point number 3 is that 2 different people can have different takes in many different ways. For example, they can have 2 different perceptual experiences. You see a situation from one angle, I literally see it from another, and I see something you don't, or you see something I don't. We can also have different inferential experiences. You are 2 years old, and you see a big cat coming up to you, and it's going, wow, And you're like, kitty. And I'm like, oh, wait, my inference tells me that kitty thinks you're food. So I grab you out of the way and throw you at the cat so that I can survive. Oh, hell yeah, motherfucker, this shit is crazy out here. 2-year-old, learn next time, kid. I'm kidding. I would just run away. So different perception and different inference in two different individuals can mean that nobody in a system in which understanding is the goal necessarily has all the right or wrong answers. Necessarily. Somebody can be more right than wrong, but we expect that different perspectives, because of their different inference and their different perceptive abilities or different perceptive angles, that there could be some different understandings, and different understandings may generate some value. So per number one, which was the fact that we are all inside a physical system and are components of a physical system, the reality of what's really going on isn't in either of our heads. Inside of our heads is a simulation of the reality. We actually model reality in our heads. That's how you have thoughts about, that's how you have an idea about what the world is, or how I think about what this table is. I have a mental model of a table, and this fits pretty well, but I don't have the exact construction of this table inside my head that I project out. It's completely in reverse. So the reality of what's going on is out there, so to speak. Now, like psychological reality is in here, but sometimes a brain scanner can tell us you're lying, even though you're saying one thing, et cetera, et cetera. Reality is in the real world, and that's the world about which we are reasoning. Each one of us can have a pretty imperfect idea about the structure of the real world in our heads. So what we think we know, we could be pretty correct or pretty incorrect, but we shouldn't be so convinced that we have the perfect understanding of what's going on in the real world. We might have a pretty decent one, but we can't get too cocky. If I have only my own assessment of what the structure of the world is looking like, it turns out I don't actually know that much. If I have yours as well, you have a different perception potentially, a different interpretation, or both, some combination. If we have ours combined, we have the ability to compare notes on assessment. What did you see? What did I see? What did you think about this? What did I think about this? We also have 2 times the brain power in literal sense to reason about them. 2 people reasoning is usually better than 1. And much lower chance of falling for the same illusions, especially cognitive illusions, which mostly emanate from within our minds. Right? Sometimes the world can look illusory as well, but a lot of illusions we just cook up in here, and the probability that both people cook up the same illusion is generally lower than one or the other. You say, like, yeah, that girl's dress was blue, and the other person's like, pretty sure it was purple, man. You really think? Like, it was fucking purple. Someone's right and someone's wrong. Or maybe it was somewhere in between the 2 colors. Maybe both people are wrong, but it sure as hell is better to have another opinion than just your own. Now, I made this really awful graph in PowerPoint where I'm an artiste, of course, and it just shows a couple of different options of how the actual truth is positioned in relation to you and in relation to somebody else. You would point at myself, me and somebody else, or you and somebody else. So it could be that my estimate of where reality is like way the fuck over here. Reality is right here in the middle, and your estimate is way on the other end. So you thought that, like, hey, how much did that girl weigh that just walked in? You could be like, man, that bitch weighed 200 pounds, bro. That's a thick ass. You know what I'm saying? Thick ass bitch. And I was like, bro, you must be fucking crazy. That bitch is more than none but 150 pounds. You must be nuts. Put her on the scale. Excuse me, young lady. Yes, these people called you mean names, but I won't. Stand on the scale. 175 pounds. Boom, right in the middle. And somewhere between the 2 people is where the truth often lies. That's one option. Another option is, I think this is the truth over here. You think this is the truth over here. But the truth is actually right over here on this other end. So the truth is way closer to you, or rather your assessment of the truth is way more accurate than mine, right? It's not, in the first instance, we kind of both had some good things going, some bad things going. And maybe the truth was a little bit closer to you and a little farther from me, or vice versa. But we both had a little bit of the right shit going. It is entirely possible that pretty much everything you think about a certain assessment is just better than mine, right? It's like if we have you go in, let's just assume you're just a young person who's smart and chipper and not a ton of formal education yet because you're in college, just as an example, and a trained spine surgeon look at some x-rays of a spine. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but I've seen a few x-rays in my day. My wife's a doctor, and every time doctors show you x-rays, they do the same thing. They put it up and they go, damn. And I'm always like trying to be smart around people, so I'm like, whoa, for real? And no one's ever fucked with me like this, but it's totally valid if they did. They should just be like, so what do you see? I'd be like, man, I don't know, shades of gray and shit like that. What the fuck am I looking at? They're like, well, you see, that's the fucking spinous process. And I'm like, spinal. All right. I remember learning about that in school. What is it again? The shit all looks fucking blurry. It is entirely possible that my medical doctor, which is to say my wife, same thing in my case, is if medicine is the reality, she's just in front of me on everything. I'm like trying to fucking peek behind and be like, okay, you just know she's way, way closer to reality, and I'm just way further behind. That is a dynamic that happens all the time. All right? Let's piss off people. You guys ready? I'm only saying this as a joke. It's true on the margins, but there's tons of exceptions. Virologist, COVID, insane COVID denier. Scott, the video guy. You know I had to throw that in there. Why wouldn't I? Ooh, I got another one. Just to balance you motherfuckers out. Person who knows and operates firearms. Firearms. Insane social justice anti-gun person who doesn't really know what an assault rifle is or know that's not even technical nomenclature. In any case, it's totally possible that some person just has a better understanding than another, essentially every possible way to analyze the truth. Now, of course, there is the other opposite extreme where I'm the person with the closest knowledge of the truth, and the person I'm discussing with is just back behind me. Right? And I just kind of know everything about this situation that we're talking about just better. And that person doesn't know it nearly as well. And I may be in the position of having to explain to them, but they may be like, well, no, I know things. And boom, there we have a disagreement. So there's at least kind of three types of disagreements we can have. One in which you know most and the other person knows least. One in which you know least, the other person knows most. And one in which it's like the truth is somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. Definitely a thing that can happen. All right. Being that we find ourselves in situations like these, in most situations of information asymmetry or disagreement rather, are one of those three or somewhere on the spectrum of those three, ideally what would happen is this. You share insightful observations and reasoning with one another. You share yours, I share mine back. We both see value in each other's views. We both modify our own views based on the extra information we received, and the resulting views are now more similar than they used to be. They're not necessarily the same because we might not have the needed info to squash all parts of the disagreement, but they're sure shit more the same now, and we are likely closer to the truth together, and that's the goal. The goal of disagreement is to eventually get closer to the truth, to reduce said disagreement. That's the ideal. There are at least, got my notes here, 3 other possibilities. One is that one of us is just much closer to the truth than the other, and thus the benefit of the flow of information is much more one way. It's much less a collaborative discussion and much more of a, hey, this is how shit is, and you're like, got it. The other possibility is that we can't understand each other's positions well enough to benefit from any sort of discussion. Problem. We'll get to that in a bit. And the third possibility, and sure as shit in the comments section of almost everything on the internet, the most likely that you are to see, is that one or both of us is being very irrational, preventing a whole lot of productive closing in on the truth from occurring, and often due to the number one culprit, ego. Case in point, females rarely argue on the internet. Males, every waking second of their lives. In any case, there are upsides to all of these stumbling blocks. Because if you have the ideal, if you're just two information exchanging machines, and you're like, yes, I understand, my perception was wrong, you are correct. Fuck, man. Alien race that comes down to fuck us all up? They're going to be like that. And we're slowly, as humanity, rising to that level, but we're not all there yet. So we have these stumbling blocks, but there is benefit to extract from these stumbling blocks, benefit to extract from these situations of disagreement. For example, let's take the first situation of one of us is just way closer to truth than the other. A couple things about this. If you happen to be the person closest to the truth, you can really refine your understanding of the topic by teaching it. A lot of times, if you know you're fucking right, like you fucking know you're right, because other science people said so, because it makes sense, like say diet soda. You know it's not bad for your health. You know it's a bunch of charlatan, fucking Dr. Oz, Dr. Axe, pussy-ass motherfucking lying charlatan pieces of shit that say that. You ain't one of them. You follow Alan Aragon, Brad Schoenfeld, and all those other guys, maybe even Dr. Mike, who knows. And you're like, yes, diet soda is totally fine for you. And you're debating with someone, let's say a family member, why not on Thanksgiving? And they're like, oh, diet soda's bad. You shouldn't be drinking that. And you're like, no, it's actually just quite fine for you. It's more or less inert, and regular soda's worse because it's got sugar in it. That's not ideal, especially in excess. And they're like, well, I saw all these studies that say it's bad. You may know and be actually correct, as in this case, the literature is overwhelming that diet soda is really safe. You may know that you're right, but goddamn, hold up. I never had to explain this shit before. And someone's like, well, we'll explain those studies. And you're like, fuck, okay. And on your way to explaining them more or less successfully, you can really start to understand the worldview better. You can understand how to position your argument better. You can have a whole bunch of background knowledge stacked into it so that the next time you talk to someone, they're like, well, what about, you're like, the Ramazzini studies? Yes, I do know those. There's 4 of them, and they were all fucked up, and the folks got indicted. They couldn't replicate the raw data, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, fuck, you really did think this through. That doesn't happen overnight. That can happen in situations in which you're still correct, but you've had the opportunity to sort of teach someone else that the truth is what you believe it is to be. Now, if you're the clueless one, it sounds like you're being insulted. Like, man, fuck that. I don't want anybody teaching me. Wait, what? You're getting free knowledge, motherfucker. You're the lucky one in the exchange. So fucking help you God, someone actually stopped to teach your dumbass the truth. Anytime I am in a situation where I clap back at someone and they're like, technically no, here's how you're wrong, and they leave me behind because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, your boy's taking notes, man. I'm trying to learn some shit. This is a person who clearly knows more than me, and that's fucking obvious when they do. I want to learn shit. So the person who doesn't know a ton in the discussion, knows much less, damn, dude, they're a huge beneficiary to that. So that's really awesome. That's a huge benefit right there. If you have an opportunity to explain your position, the person who you're teaching might have some time to noodle on it, to think about it a little bit, and either sharpen the position. They could be like, well, actually, you're totally right. And another reason you're right is X, Y, Z. And you're like, fuck, I'm smarter than I thought, baby. Thank you so much for that. I'll take that with me. Or they could question it in various ways that doesn't destroy your position. That would be sweet because then you're like freed from having bullshit fake knowledge in your head. But it could refine it. They're like, I think you're correct about this thing that you said, but this other thing you said, I think it's not quite right. You know, they could say something like, well, you know, Donald Trump's effect on the economy was generally positive, but his protectionist practices with the China trade stuff, most economists think that's not a good idea. And you're like, yeah, that's true. Okay, so I don't have to abandon King, Emperor, God, King Trump as my fucking father in my own head. But I can critique him and be like, look, Trump, next time Trump 2024 comes around, let's not do the protectionism bullshit because apparently that's wrong. So there's absolutely a way to have a lot of benefit even when there is a considerable disagreement. And, huge and, you can build through discussions like this where someone knows a lot more than the other person and there's an exchange of you can build a ton of allyship and consensus. That is super important emotional base to lay down and a practice space. Like if you're practicing exchanging with people to build consensus, to build allyship, to build connection and understanding, that kind of shit, that skill set and that mindset can help you and that other person be just way better at shit that requires that kind of social interaction, like work stuff, like relationship stuff, society stuff, voting, trying to understand people of political views that are opposing to yours. If you can get really good at chatting with people, both learning and teaching and coming to a bit more of a consensus, it just makes almost every social dynamic better. Remember, society at any level, including just you and your significant other or the entire globe of Earth of humans, is a team. We're all on the same team. Remember, the sport is survival. losing is death and winning is continued life and betterment and progress. We're all on the same fucking team together. So if we gel better as a team, shit fucking happens. You guys seen all them underdog documentaries where like the team finally starts gelling and they're not trying to fuck each other up in the locker room after practice, and then they start winning. Like there's some real shit in there that absolutely fucking works. Now, if you are in the situation and you come off cocky or pedantic, like everything you said was false, and I'm going to enumerate some possibilities for you. How do people like that talk? Spit over everything. That's why they don't have any friends. In any case, if you're that kind of motherfucker, you get pedantic or cocky or start making fun of people, the value is significantly degraded. When someone is here to teach you things, if they're being a cunt to you, you're probably going to be like, oh, fuck you. How about that? How's that for an argument? They're like, well, you're wrong about vaccines. And you're like, how about I fucking stab you in the goddamn eye? And they're like, oh, JK, nobody's learning anything. And if you're a person that's being a dick, you can expect the person that you're talking to who is on the receiving end of said dick, not in a fun way, is just kind of, at the very least, shuts down and probably doesn't do the best job of processing. The best communication from humans comes when we're on the same level playing field of ego, which is to say, no ego. But I'll get to that in a bit. So definitely some benefits there. Second upside to the stumbling blocks that we have in trying to communicate is, you can't understand each other enough to really benefit from the discussion. This can be tractable in a few ways that are also very good practice for other stuff. First, you can try to slow down a bit to establish some deeper understanding and common connections, and you might actually get much more insight than you thought. So you could say, hey, listen, electric cars are absolutely just like cleaner than gasoline-powered cars. And the person's like, no, that's not true. And you're like, fuck, this is definitely one of those times where we're just not communicating. Fucking electricity, moron. There's not physical fucking carbon fumes coming out of the fucking exhaust pipe, dummy. And then they go, well, I hear you on that, but I think there's the situation where how the power is produced to charge your battery could be like this nasty coal plant that shits out soot and dust. And actually, if you just use gasoline in a modern engine, it's less bad for the environment. You're like, fuck. Thank you for letting me know that. And then you're at a deeper level. And then you can say, well, even with that taken into account, especially as solar, wind, and nuclear do this and fossil fuels do this, electric cars are soon to be cleaner on net balance than gasoline power cars. And then they'd be like, yeah, respect. But it took a step back, a step of deeper analysis because you couldn't understand what one or another was saying. Secondly, even if you make no headway at all, practice in difficult conversations where it's tough to understand some stuff can help you improve two things at least. One is your understanding skills. If you've never been met with a conversation that you thought was difficult to understand someone, you're a junior league motherfucker that can barely talk to people. If everything's seamless to you, you're either Doogie fucking Howser level of intellect, or you just have been misunderstanding people, or people have just been softballing shit to you your whole life. So it's good to be in challenging conversations where you might not immediately understand what's going on and really have to level with people. That makes your understanding skills better, which makes you better at everything else in life, because understanding is kind of the core of intelligence. And also, it'll really improve your communication skills. Because if someone says something in a very unclear way and you don't have parity as to understanding what they're thinking, you have an opportunity to really use your words well and be like, okay, so you said this. Now, can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean about this in context versus being like, you're wrong, or fuck you, I'm out. So a lot of good stuff comes from conversations where two people come together, exchange some bullshit that's only somewhat understandable, and then separate. We can still get both natural intelligence systems, that is the two people that came together, get a lot of really good neural network training at the very least, and then they come apart. And when they come together again or with other people, they're more prepared for more difficult conversations. Lastly, number 3, one of us or both of us is being very irrational, often due to ego. This, if you are in this situation and you're being the irrational one, gives you an opportunity to really clear and clarify your mind state and reduce your internal biases. You can say to yourself, I know I'm wrong, but I want to win this argument because winning feels good and losing feels bad. And I'm really addicted to how things feel because I'm a fucking child. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. I'm an adult. Fuck that. Tell me what's up, man. And if I'm wrong, I'll just straight up admit it and we'll go from there. That's fucking good for you. It may be the best thing for you. Losing an argument and degrading yourself from I can never be wrong and I'm on high to holy shit, I was fucking wrong is good for your ego because it shrinks it down to pea size and that makes you more rational, which is a really good thing to have in the rest of your life. It is also an opportunity for you to learn something way outside of your comfort zone. Like if someone shatters your worldview about some shit in a not polite way, you could be like, wow, that was like a really intense experience. And I would have never seen it this way unless this person was forceful enough to get in my face about it and tell me the shit. You know, because you could say, oh, like war is great and it's for national pride. And someone shows you pictures of babies getting killed by bombs long enough. You're like, God damn, dude, I guess war has some fucking downsides. I should have thought about that shit, which is again good because you're learning. And another thing it can give you, lastly, is the opportunity for you to try to maneuver around their ego and their biases and make headway in convincing the other person of what you believe to be as the likely reality. That part's really, really hard, but it can be done. You get better at arguing to convince if the opponent is really bad at talking to you. If all you have is conversations with seamless fucking intelligent agents that never disagree with you or do it super subtly and they're really good at talking, you could be a shitty conversationalist. You just never know it because everyone around you is so cool. But you get some cocksuckers in the mix and all of a sudden, in order to convince them of anything, you may have to really level up your game. So the tackling of and broaching of disagreement can be insanely valuable because it upgrades your ability to understand, to communicate, to build consensus, and reunify to be on the same team with folks. But because communicating can be really, really tough, it may benefit you to have a skill set that you can use to help improve your ability to parse disagreements with other human beings, and of course, benefit maximally from those disagreements. You benefit, they benefit, and because everyone is closer to the truth, everyone, including society at large, benefits a ton. So next time, I'll be chatting with you guys about the basics of how to argue, to learn, and convince so we can all get just a tiny bit closer to the truth together. And I'll see you guys then.